There was a large data mine for Mortal Kombat 1 2 weeks ago. I know I'm late to the party. When the game first released, Datamines and other data miners found a ton of info on Kombat Pack 2, as well as a possible story DLC. So I just want to discuss what they found. But before all that, let's look at our community art, which is a beautiful drawing of maskless Smoke, or Tomas, with his gold mastery skin. I really love that man. He's so awesome. I wish I was better at playing him, but this is a beautiful, beautiful art piece. Again, I love this artist style, so everything he makes is just freaking awesome. I will leave a link to the artist's Twitter in the description of the video as always, if you want to go like it, repost it, whatever it. So first and foremost, I believe that they found a lot of dialogues in the game for the following characters: Cyrax, Noob, Sector, Jade, Cassie Cage, Kung Jin, and guest characters would be Ghostface, Terminator the T-1000, and Conan the Barbarian. Now, as the Thinny mentioned in his own tweets, you know, we have to take this with a grain of salt because everything can change, especially when it comes to the guest characters. Obviously, the Mortal Kombat characters are pretty much set in stone. The only thing we don't know is when they're going to be released. When W Games are trying to get guest characters for their game, they don't have the rights to them, so they have to come to an agreement with the company who has the rights to that character, and sometimes it can be pretty hard to do so. But first off, let's talk about Cassie Cage coming back because I'm so freaking excited. I know we might get her in like 2025, but hey, she is coming. Further evidence that she is coming is that we actually got a model of her in game, which is probably the model that was used in the story mode, right? Probably is just like a base render without lighting, without all of that other stuff. But I'm so excited that we're going to get most of the combat kids, it seems, save for Jackie, which kind of sucks because, you know, sure, she was annoying in MK11 to play against, but she's still a really cool character. So for the Kombat Pack specifically, you know, it would be Jade, Cassie, Kung Jin, and then the guest characters. Which makes sense because the format is a 3-3, it seems like, right? Now you're thinking, well, what if they're just cameos, if they're not actual characters? Well, like I said, intro dialogue was found in the files, and most of the dialogue was between these characters and Nitara. Now, why specifically Nitara, as a lot of people pointed out, is because, you know, Megan Fox is voicing her, so they're not going to make Megan Fox come to the studio every time they do DLC, so they probably recorded her lines for every Kombat Pack character in advance, which means that they already know all the Kombat Packs, you know, it's already decided a long time in advance. So people who were saying like, oh, they only put Melina in MK11 because people were crying about her, is probably not true. Or maybe it was true for MK11, but it seems for this game everything is really like set in stone before, unless the dialogue data mines were not correct. You know, I would be inclined to only believe what the Thinny and other data miners have posted, because data mines don't lie. You know, it's not like a traditional leak. You're not getting information passed down from a source. The source is the game's code, right? Now let's talk about the guest characters. I think Terminator T-1000 is a weird choice. Maybe he'll be cool, but I don't know. I'm just thinking about MK11 and Terminator, and sure, it was cool to see him, but he was so freaking boring. I just could not. And I find it a bit weird that they put Ghostface in the second Kombat Pack when, in my opinion, Ghostface is way more of a recognizable character, generally speaking, than like Omni-Man and Peacemaker and all those dudes, right? Because everyone and their mother knows who Ghostface is, but not everyone has watched these other shows. Like me specifically, I have not watched any of the shows that Peacemaker and Omni-Man and other edgy Supermen are in. But it seems that with these guest characters, you know, everyone knows Terminator, everyone knows Ghostface, and everyone knows Conan. Well, maybe except, you know, people who were born in 2010, but hey, most of the older MK fans knows who these characters are. Let's go over what they discovered in the story, or what could be a potential story DLC for MK1. Now, the Thinny, again, he found that the mysterious Linkway lady that was in the code was actually Cyrax, and they are part of the Shirai Ryu, but now Cyrax is actually female. Which I honestly don't mind at all. I think that would personally be a good change because at the core of it, you know, the cyber Linkway are freaking robots. So whether they were a woman or a man before doesn't really freaking matter. Now, a lot of people are saying this is going to be Jackie, right? Because Jackie seems to be the only combat kid missing. And not only that, if Cyrax is a woman, it would make sense for her to become a cyber Linkway, because in MK11 she already had the cybernetic legs. Obviously that is 100% speculation, but to me, when people mention this, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let me know what you guys think about that. But number 2, he also found that Sector is the 2nd DLC character, Noob Saibot is the 3rd DLC character, and a Noob and a Sector are friends. So are we going to see a Cyber Linkway Noob Saibot? It seems that obviously Smoke is not going to be Cyber Linkway in this game because he sided with the Shirai Ryu and Scorpion. Honestly, that would be really weird, but also could be really cool. If you don't want to be spoiled for possible DLC, you should click off the video. But it says here that Sector asks Liu Kang to help him save Bihan and return him to normal. So it seems, like I was saying, that Bihan, you know, Noob Saibot, either died or has been turned into Cyber Linkway. So maybe we're actually going to see Cyber Sub-Zero, not Cyber Noob Saibot, but this is really confusing. Number 5, it says Sector is the Grandmaster of the Linkway. That is really cool. I'm not sure if we're going to see him as a human or if he's going to be a cyber, because in Sub-Zero's Tower ending, I'm pretty sure we see them start working on a cyber Linkway. Number 6 is talking about Conan the Barbarian, but they weren't sure if it was actually Conan or if it was Kotal Khan. But if we look at the characters that were datamined, it makes sense that it's Conan and not Kotal because there's already 3 MK characters in that Kombat Pack. Now number 7 and 8 are just talking about the last 2 DLC characters, which we already talked about. I have no idea why they didn't make this Kombat Pack 1 because that is so much better. Honestly, I don't care about any of the characters in the first Kombat Pack, which is really disheartening, especially since it's all freaking dudes, you know. They should have went for the more popular characters first. I know you could say, well, Omni-Man and all those dudes are popular, sure, but most MK fans would have rather had Jade, you know, would have rather had Noob Saibot and even Cassie Cage, even if people hate her, before all those freaking guest characters, at least in my opinion. You know, we get Quan Chi and Ermac, and Takeda, but they definitely aren't my personal favorites, and I really do not care about them. If they skip this game, I would be 100% fine with it. If you are happy that they are in, then I am happy. I'm just being biased and listing my personal opinion. But yeah, those are all the datamines that were found. Obviously, as more patches are deployed, as more assets are added to the game, they will continue to find more stuff. So I'm really curious to see how this develops. But let me know what you think about all those datamines. Do you like Kombat Pack 2 or not? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon.